theme of loneliness that we've talked about, like Scorsese does so well, I mean, that there's a lot of that to this, too. You know, you see that he's trying to reach out, you know, for these sexual experiences that end up meaning nothing to him. He's, like, completely disgusted with, and that's what happens to a lot of sexual addiction, is, like, they're completely disgusted with themselves the minute they have sex. You know, and it's like it's this addiction that he has to, you know.
I mean, I feel that way, and I'm not even an addict.
So, I mean, you know, it's just, it's so honest, just an unflinching and honest portrayal that I just don't think we get enough of in movies, you know, and that to me is just, is deeply powerful, so.
He sold me on it. I'm wanting to watch it.
I'm interested to see what you think, so. All right, we have got mega people on the line, so I know in our final 20 minutes we're going to try to get a lot of people, so let's see where Garney is. He was getting a lot of noise, so I put him on hold here. Let's see, which one is he? I still got Skank on the line, too, so let's see who we've got.
Garney!
Is it Garney and Skank?
That's Dawn. Yeah. Hello? That's
Hello?
Dawn.
Skank girl?
Say that you're Dawn.
Oh, Dawn. Have we got Dawn here now?
It's Dawn. Hi.
Oh. Hi, Dawn.
Wait. Hi.
Dawn, are you Garney's girlfriend?
I am.
You are.
I actually heard what you just said about shame, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But you said about people that have sexual addiction. What did you just say? Repeat that for me.
What I said about sexual addiction?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually like a very real thing, I think. What in the hell is that noise in the background?
I'm going to leave the bar for a second so I can talk about this, because I was actually very adamant about this.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Is that Garney singing, by the way?
That was Garney singing, yes. Is this better?
He's singing "Living in the City" by Stevie Wonder.
This is terrible reception.
Jesus Christ. Which number are you? Are you 339, Dawn, or 955?
955.
Okay, you're 955. All right.
I've left the room. I'm in a quiet room.
Thank you. I put Garney on hold because he's still in the bar, apparently.
Good.
Okay. So, Dawn, what were you wanting to say about this?
Well, you had said something about sexual addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious about that because I just heard it from, like, a third party. So could you repeat that to me?
About the film, you mean, or?
Well, just in general, the theme in general, because I haven't seen
the theme
it,
in
but
general,
I've read the
I mean,
review or the whole, you know.
Well, with the theme in general of what I was saying was, you know, because we were talking about sexual addiction, you know, a lot of people think it's bullshit, that it's a made-up kind of thing, and what I was saying was in this particular film, it's more about the fact that this main character really hates himself. You know, and whatever it is that's driving him, whether it's a true sexual addiction or whatever, you know, and I think that I personally think that there's a truth to sexual addiction. You know, I don't necessarily know if it can be fixed or not, but I think it's just as addictive as say alcohol or cigarettes. But this particular character is just, to me, it's more fascinating that it is about the fact that whatever it is that's driving him and keeping him from being able to express himself in a real way. There's a great scene in this movie where, you know, he has all this meaningless sex with people when he looks like he may be able to have a meaningful relationship, but he can't have it. You know, it's like he can't respond, you know, sexually in that particular situation because of, you know, everything else that he's been desensitized to very much, and that to me is what made this film powerful.
People pretend to have like normal relationships end up getting bitten on the face and, you know, choking people without realizing it, and this is all relative to the room that I'm in right now. But I think that sexual addiction doesn't really, it's more reaching out to people in a grotesque kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Am I taking this in a weird tangent that you don't want it to go to? Because we're talking about the movie. I haven't seen it, but I'm anxious to see it.
I think that's what's fascinating about the movie is I think it forces those kinds of questions, you know, because I think it's not like he really it's almost like he doesn't want to be this way, but it's like he has no, you know, it's like any other kind of addiction, you know, you can't get a hold of it, and he doesn't know how to get a hold of it, you know. So it's like he desperately, you know, you get the sense that he desperately does want to try to have that kind of meaningful relationship with someone, but for whatever reason, and you sense there must have been something really screwed up kind of in the past, which I love also that the film doesn't really delve into that. It kind of leaves it more open into, examining that. But, yeah, I just think it's a very real portrait of that I think asks those kinds of questions.
This was your number one movie pick of the entire year?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes.
That's actually kind of amazing. I'm so glad that you didn't pick something pedestrian like the Zoo movie or
the Zoo movie.
I refuse to see that, by the way. I will not see the Zoo movie. Garney's going to have to go see that on his own. I will not go to that movie with him. He's so annoyed, but I won't do it.
Yes.
I won't do it. But Shame isn't playing anywhere around here that I'm aware of. But
yeah, it's going to be a tough film to find, I think, because
I'm kind of a twisted, not a twisted person, but in general, like, I'm a reader. And so I take all of my inspiration. She's a liar. She's fucking twisted as shit. I'm really not twisted as shit. She's drunk. I take all of my inspiration from books. So I'm, and film is a hard, it's a hard medium for me because I would rather have the movie in my head than have someone give it to me. So I'm probably the worst call-in person that you could ever have. But this movie is intriguing the hell out of me, and I'm really excited about it. But I don't want it to disappoint, because I'm used to J.G. Ballard, and I'm used to Bret Easton Ellis, and I'm used to, Henry Miller in my head. And to have that kind of thing put on screen, and, you want that fantasy put up there for you, or not even a fantasy. That sounds a little fucked up. I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry. Can you edit that?
Yeah, I mean, God forbid you say something offensive on this show.
I know. I don't know the rules.
Oh, there's no rules here. Trust me. Jamey has long. Jamey's my co-host over there. That's kind of quiet right now.
You know what I'm hoping from Shame? Because when I read the review, because Garney has Entertainment Weekly like thrown across my apartment every day, and I read the reviews, and I don't know what the hell I'm reading, and I read Shame, and I was like immediately like, I have to see this movie. I'm a big fan of the shock and awe literature, and to see it translated on film, like I want to see it, but I'm scared that it's going to be disappointing. Like it needs to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I just really want it to. I kind of want it to hurt, Films
it
like
hurts.
That
trust
hurt
me.
You. Films like that should hurt, but
when Jason saw the
it
size
should
of
hurt
his
parts
penis,
of you that you didn't even know existed. Like films like that should twist you and upset you and gut you,
Well,
and
given what you've said, given what you've said, knowing very little about you, but I don't think this film will disappoint you. I think that what you're going to look for in that movie, I know I was deeply. This is a very raw film. I was deeply
good.
There were so many things that moved me about this film that it. Like I was talking about it before, the honesty of the film is what I responded to. You just don't see a lot of honest, raw portrayals of humanity like that, that are willing to go to those dark places like that this film does, and that's what I responded to so much. So I think you will.
What was
go ahead.
Okay, so Shame is your number one pick for this year.
Yes.
What was your number one pick last year?
Number one of 2010.
Don't act like you don't know. I know
I gotta remember.
Pull that shit out of the air.
Jimmy, what was my number one last year?
Was it Troy? I don't know what that was.
Remember your number one?
I just love Troy so much. I want to carry it over for years and years. What was it?
Last year was a low down dirty
Both
show.
Of you.
Was it? Or...
No, shut up. Hang on. I've got to look it up. I forget.
You have to look it up?
Yeah. Well, I've got all my. Hang on. I'm going to find this here.
All right.
It'll come to me real quick. Hang on. 2010. Oh, The Social Network.
So you went from... Really?
Yes. Yeah, well, I had Black Swan as my number 2. Does that count?
Like, I really want... What?
I had Black Swan as my number 2 last year.
I sat third row in the theater for Black Swan, so I had vagina in my face the entire time I watched it, and I was just... I couldn't really
That's not a
enjoy
bad
the
thing,
film because no, I really couldn't enjoy it. I liked it more after I rented it, and it was good. But
you're critical of my social network choice.
Social, and it was good, you know, whatever. But you went from that to something that is.
Well,
but I mean, Shame is supposed to be like I'm expecting Shame to be Crash. Not the Crash that had, you know, people under the cars, but J.G. Ballard Crash.
Well, you're talking terms. I'm not an avid book reader, so I don't know what J.J.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what that means.
Well, it was a movie too. James Spader was in it.
J.G. Ballard, like the most mainstream thing he wrote was Empire of the Sun, which was a Spielberg movie. Crash is more along these lines.
Crash was a great movie. And James Spader was in it, and also that girl who was crippled in the movie. It was great.
That's what I just said. It's a David Cronenberg movie. James Spader, Holly
I like Crash.
Thank you. Who is that guy?
I did like Crash.
That's talking there. There's another person talking, right?
No.
I'm trying
Jamey.
to. Yeah, Jamey.
Yeah. That guy's the smart guy. Whoever you are, you're smart. Thank you.
Wait,
so
Jamey
I'm
or me?
expecting... What? Yeah, that guy breathing. I like him. So,
you like
Thank you.
Why do you like Jamey so much?
Because
I knew what Crash was.
I know what Crash is. I thought you said something else.
Because he knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Crash, yes. Having sex in cars. I understand. Right, yes, I saw this.
Don't dismiss it like that. It's amazing.
I'm not dismissing it.
You are.
I'm not dismissing it. But no, I like that. I like Crash because I love movies that do take us in places that we. I mean, I didn't know people had that.
You like movies that cripple Patricia Arquette. Is that your thing? You like that?
No, I don't. But that's not my sexual fetish. I've got different sexual fetishes.
We've been talking about that tonight at the bar. We'll go into that.
The movie about Jason's sexual fetishes would be called Crash and Burn. Would be that movie.
Shut up, you bastard.
Crashing alone.
Well, Dawn, it's we're almost out of time on the show, but it's been very good to talk to you, and I really want to talk to you after you see Shame.
I just really want Shame to give me something. Like I want it.
Oh, I think it'll give you something. I think you will be. I think you will be deeply moved. If everything that I'm hearing is true of you, I think you will find a very powerful experience watching that movie.
That's good because I'm a lady. I like feeling like a lady.
Hey, is there any insight you can give us into Garney that we don't know yet? Just some little tidbit about him?
You don't even have enough time for your show.
Right.
Garney
I'll do a special show on this, Dawn.
All right, you want some Garney insight? You ready for this?
Yeah,
Garney
something
wears Batman tighty whities.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
I said something we don't know.
That and he doesn't throw his coffee cups away.
Well, Dawn, you definitely have to call back in again. This has been I've very much enjoyed this discussion.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry I was so random.
No, that's good.
Yeah. It was nice to talk to you guys, too.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you so much. And say hello to Skank Girl for us.
I will.
Okay. Bye. Wow.
Wow.
That was interesting.